Hey, welcome back, it's Girl Net Zane. Today is a trailer reaction of the upcoming movie Resident Evil. Now, this is a movie I have heard that this was going to be directed by Zack Cregger, who is the director of Barbarian and Weapons, which are two solid horror films. I wasn't a big fan of Barbarian, but I absolutely loved Weapons. And I remember when Weapons came out, there was a lot of discussions about Zack Cregger was planning to do a Resident Evil movie. And I was like, okay, that's gonna be cool. And, you know, based on how he directs and his vision with horror films, I was thinking this fits perfectly for him. And then I'll be honest, I'm not a big video game person, and I've never played the Resident Evil games, and I don't think I've ever watched any of the Resident Evil movies. But all I know is, like, it has to do with an apocalypse, it has to do with zombies, mutant creatures, or, you know, just very bizarre creatures, and that there's a city called Raccoon City, and there's like this corporation called the Umbrella Corporation, which I believe are the ones that created this virus. And I know that there's a character by the last name Ashcroft. That's the only thing I know about Resident Evil. And I have seen the gameplays of like the first and second game. I remember watching the trailer of the recent newest Resident Evil game, the Resident Evil Requiem. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. So I'm very new to this, so I really don't have a lot of knowledge about this, but just know it has to do with an apocalypse. So anyway, they just released a trailer of it, and I'm really curious to see how this goes. So let's get started.
Hello? I had a little bit of a problem on the road. I was wondering if I could use your phone. Hello?
We're sorry.
Really love the font design. It's really cool. Oh, that was cool too.
Hey, babe. Look, I'm really sorry that we got disconnected earlier, but some things have happened. I'm in like a seriously fucked up situation right now.
He looks familiar.
And it looks like there's a chance that we might not get to talk to each other again.
What the fuck is that? Oh!
I just wanted you to know. I love you.
Oh my god. Okay. Not bad. Okay, so that was the official trailer of Resident Evil. Very solid trailer. Yeah, this totally got me hooked in. For someone like me that's never played the games and knows very little about the games, this makes me want to know more about, you know, this story, this world, and the apocalypse and all these mutant creatures. I think it was really well done with like the tone, the cinematography, the music, the intensity, and the vibe that I'm getting is a bit like that Will Smith movie I Am Legend, you know, one man versus a whole bunch of zombies, or they're not really zombies, they were more like mutant creatures. Like they looked like humans, but they weren't really humans, they were just creatures, but in an apocalypse world, and it takes place in New York City, and it's completely abandoned, and he's like the only person there. So I was getting that kind of vibe with this. Now, I recently looked up who is the guy in this movie, because he looks very familiar to me, and it turns out that he's from Weapons, and he played the drug addict kid, which he did a great job playing that role. Now, I have heard that when this trailer came out, a majority of people, which I'm assuming are big video gamers and huge fan of the Resident Evil games, that they're not really happy that this is going to be an original story. It's not going to be connected with the games, or like the story is not going to be like the same adaptation from the games. This is like a whole new original story. The character is not a character from the games. It's a whole different character, which I will have to say it's a pretty bold move on Zack Cregger's part for deciding to have a whole new story, a whole new character, and doing something totally different and not just copying it from the video games. Now, I'm one of those people that when it comes to movies or TV series that are making based on adaptation of like video games or books or other movies, you know, like for example, the Disney live action movies, that I like when they mostly keep true to the storytelling, that they don't make any drastic changes, they don't cut some parts of the story, and they don't add a bunch of new context that just becomes over the top, or it takes away the original storytelling and it just becomes so chaotic that it sometimes will ruin the story or ruin the nostalgia of the adaptation. It's different for me when it comes to this because I've never played the Resident Evil games, so I don't know a lot about the original story or how the games go and the characters, but I do understand how some people are kind of with, you know, Zack Cregger's decision to make a whole new original story. So, but, you know, it's a 50-50 chance, you know, it can be a hit and miss. You know, and that was how I felt with the Last of Us series, you know, a little bit off topic, but when the Last of Us series came out, it was okay, but I felt like they made way too many changes with the story and add so much new context that it took away the nostalgia of the video games that, you know, I've played and that I loved. And when they totally change it, it just kind of ruins it a bit, and it just doesn't feel the same. So like I said, I can understand some people are a little bit nervous knowing that this is a whole original story. I'm pretty sure like the monsters and the creatures are going to be from the video games. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the big guy looks like the Barone from Dune, and also like the one with the door that there's like arms and like legs coming out, and it's like that's gonna be some kind of like raccoon thing. But anyway, I have a really good feeling about this, and you know, it's Zack Cregger, so I think, you know, based off his work with Weapons and Barbarian, I think he might do a really good job doing this one. One of Zack Cregger's strengths when it comes to directing, I think it's the cinematography. That's the one thing I really like about his movies, with the horror movies that he did with Weapons and Barbarian, was the cinematography. Just has that unsettling shot that's just so uncomfortable. It's creepy, it's unsettling, it gives you goosebumps, it has you on the edge of your seat of like what to expect, but you don't know when to expect it. It's very unsettling, and that's what I loved about Weapons, was that some of the camera shots are so unsettling, and there were some shots that was like very long shots, and I'm kind of like, okay, I feel like something's gonna happen, but I don't know when, and it's just the timing of it. But then sometimes he'll trick you of like, nothing's gonna happen, and then cuts to the next scene. So I think that's going to be one of the strengths with this movie, is the cinematography. I really like the tone of this film. I like how gloomy and grisly and dark this is. I think the score is going to be good. I mean, I don't know with the trailer, but with the trailer, the way they did with the sound effects and the music and the telemarketer sound, it really set a nice tone to this. And I have a feeling like it's gonna be that I Am Legend kind of thing, that it's just him versus all these mutant zombie creatures, and it's just very uncomfortable, it's very unsettling, and it's just like you don't know what to expect. And since this is an original story, we don't know if he's gonna survive or not. And I absolutely love the font. I think that is really, really cool. And how they look like vines just slowly, you know, expanding. I think that's a really nice touch. I really like this trailer. I think it was very well done. It really sets the tone for the horror and kind of like how the video game probably felt for a lot of people that played the game. I think it's different. Like I said, for me, I don't know a lot about the game, so this is going to be very refreshing for me to be introduced to Resident Evil. Even though I understand some people are kind of like, I don't know, because it's not going to be like the games. It's going to be totally different. But we'll see when it comes out. That is all I'm going to say for the official trailer of Resident Evil. It's going to come out in theaters on September 18th. I can't wait to see this. So like my video, subscribe my channel, leave comments below what you thought about the video and what you thought about this trailer. And you know it. Catch on to the next reaction video. See you later, guys.